mentioned once? For a team name, that is.
Yeah, the team name. Yeah, that. That, right. Where the hell is Sorvati? And let me get the announcement out. And yeah, we do have to give a little bit of democratical vote.
So, so, so.
Okay. And while we wait for viewers to come, I'm just gonna do some last minute things in Realm of the Mad God.
What's that?
It's like Hades. You like it a lot.
It's more combat centric focus than it is heist.
In Hades?
Yeah, it's Hades is combat and story based focused, but I would say Realm of the Mad Gods is more combat of the
I see.
Alright.
goddamn Evo just got
Oh yeah, Evil Online.
Evo.
Okay. I am ready.
Oh yeah, it's Evo Online.
Servati's
Huh.
waking up. My left foot fell asleep,
Yeah, let's wait
boys.
till he wakes up. Cause I just woke up like an hour ago myself.
I would sleep at like around 7 a.m.
Oh my
I
god.
woke up at, yeah. Woke up at like 12, fell back asleep, woke up at I think 3 something, and I went to Best Buy to pick up a new hard drive, and then I came back here at about 4-ish, had some food.
My leg fell asleep.
I even got a notebook just for up overarm, so I have something to write down stuff with.
Wonderful. I like that enthusiasm. I wish I could say more, but my leg, she, she's asleep, and it hurts.
Oh no.
It hurts so much because like it's not just the foot, it's like the whole. Oh, okay, so it's slowly coming back. Oh, so nice. So how do we feel that what's gonna happen with the next this session of overarms?
I don't fuck. We don't know shit. You didn't tell us anything. All you just kept telling me was me,
Yeah, you.
Lance.
I can't wait to see how we'll get all our level 2 abilities revealed. Like, in story-wise, I mean.
Mm, I have some ideas for that. Oh crap! The one person shit that I didn't actually finish writing. I just
Oh
realized.
no.
Yeah, no. I'll spend this free time right now to actually like rectify that. Here's the GM sheet. Because as soon as you said ability 2, I was like, wait, fucking
Uh,
Falcone.
Hello, Servati. Well, on the screen, that is.
Yeah, I see him. He's having some connectivity issues though. It seems like.
we posted an art and manga discussion. This is a cool picture I found of someone's Dungeons and Dragons.
Well,
Deltora Crest.
that's a neat drawing.
Yeah, the way of the Astral Samurai. Well, the way of the Astral Self Samurai. So he's a monk and a fighter at the same time, which is kind of weird because you can multi-class, but you can't become like a monk and a samurai because you need to. Well, you can be a monk, but you can't be using the way of the astral self. and you can't be a samurai at the same time.
Who drew this? Like, what? Can you give us the link?
See if I can find it. Excuse me, if I can find the artist, sure. The guy didn't mention name to the artist.
Is everyone here?
I'm still here. Oh,
Yeah.
good
Okay.
afternoon.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
I think since we're all sleepy. I mean, I see Misha sleeping on my bed. Two of the people here just woke up.
It's
I
raining
almost,
outside.
yeah.
It do be a lazy day, but what a wonderful day for it to be lazy and for some D&D.
Well, Smile City, but do go on.
AP. Yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna slap that like sticky glue, and I'll work with it later when it needs to come up. Because I don't think you're gonna be wanting to use any of those just anytime soon, since it's gonna cost so much. Welcome one and all to Overarms Spiral City Chronicles. I'm glad to have everyone here today. I'm gathered by my three players who will be joining me in this wonderful adventure. Let me go grab their character profile so we have artwork to look at whilst I kind of talk about the city and the players and introduce them. And the random Japanese gets played in the background.
Hey, Tokyo Mirage Project was underrated. It deserves a lot more credit than it does do because, come on, it's a great gas game. It was only because it was stifled because it was on the fucking what's this thing called?
Wii U?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so beginning with the roleplay, let's talk about Spiral City. Uh, 2,000 years ago, or something presumably close to that, a large meteorite had crashed into the ground, which would eventually become known as Spiral City. And this giant crater of a ground that was created by this meteorite, some 500 years after the crash of the meteorite, a wealthy entrepreneur decided to create a viable living situation within the area. And slowly but surely, he erected a marvelous mansion, and created an estate that no others could rival. And slowly from here began Spiral City's noble beginnings.
And that
As
man was called Charles Xavier. Da-na-na.
well, let me get through the intro without any interruptions. I do appreciate the chime-ins though. Uh, when once this wealthy entrepreneur had finished began his like roots in creating Spiral City, his ancestors would continue the construction of this marvelous city until it became the modern day one we see. And I'll remove everyone's profile right now to be really dramatic. The one we see today. The meteorite had crashed the spiral, the centerfold, and where this wealthy entrepreneur began his empire and estate, and it grew out towards lower spiral, upper spiral, then the Hammer District, Gridiron, Travail, Market District, and Caribia all became part of Spiral City. You might be wondering to yourselves, well, what's with West and East Bay? Well, no one talks about those places. Not if you're from Spiral City. It's kind of like the Bronx. You just look away from it. You don't
Ouch.
you don't want to go there or be around there, as usually it's associated with people who are too poor or hyper aggressive because they're poor. But anyway, our story is more focused on Spiral City because that's the chronicles of it. Here in Spiral City, at the modern day, it takes place in the year of 2000 XX. I know, creative. It feels like the early 2005s, where smartphones are kind of coming into the playing field, but technology isn't that advanced just yet. There are conventional firearms like pistols, shotguns, machine guns. Um, there is electricity. There isn't any magical means for powering things in this universe, as far as anyone would know or has been revealed. So the only things that are really stand out in this universe is that a few months ago, for unknown reasons, because each individual is unique in that matter, certain individuals slowly began gaining something called anima. And anima is a spiritual representation of the user's manifest the user's fighting spirit, and it comes into correlation with their psychological image of themselves. So several of these several of these people gaining animas became known as the Heroes League and led by an enigmatic figure known as Plutarian.
Oh, hold on. Just to explain to the audience, think of anima like personas or JoJo, or I'm sorry, or Sans if JoJo's Bizarre Adventures are a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a great way of looking at it too, because animas can only be seen by other anima users, and they can only be affected by other anima users. Meaning, even if someone could shoot an anima with a gun, it wouldn't affect it, unless the other person was using an anima gun with bullets. But I digress. There is in Spiral City, as these anima users began to come up, a group became formed known as the Heroes League, led by Plutarian, and he is leading around other anima users in order to keep Spiral City safe. Currently, they only patrol within the Spiral, the Upper Spire, and the Lower Spire. But due to recent events that happened, which I'll get touched to, they are now expanding their influences across all of Spiral City. Now, the let's go highlight an actual group of player characters who are anima users as well, and their growth within the Spiral City as they became more and more accustomed to their own anima powers. Let's go ahead and first reveal Lance McKinley. Lance, where were you a month ago, a Saturday?
Lance was at a month ago. Lance was no, the bank was heist was 3 months ago at least.
Yeah,
So
it
a
was a
month
thing.
ago,
Yeah.
Lance. So yeah, Lance was at West Bay where he
Well, who
lives.
is Lance McKinley?
Uh, Lance McKinley is a you one of the mill heist. Sorry, someone's doing construction. Lance is your one of the mill kind of like punk who lives in West Bay. He has his own affiliations with some local gangs here and there due to his past, but um, other than that, he is 6'1". His body type is very muscular. One of his virtues is that he defends his closest friends and family, but his vice is that he just uses violence force. He doesn't consider the more diplomatic option if violence is on the table.
Okay. So Lance, you walked into the Gambino Bank 3 months ago. Do you remember why you went there and what happened?
Lance went there to get a loan out to pay for some hospital bills for his mother.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's why he was upset, cause like,
Anyway, let's not worry about that. What happened in the bank?
well, when Lance was there, he destroyed the door because well, he was pissed off and he wanted to just
Well,
break
let's
something.
be
So
more specific. The action.
he ripped the doors right off the hinges and then threw them both inside the building.
I meant the bigger thing that happened, not just what Lance did. Bigger picture, Dance. Come on.
All right, yeah. Then when Lance was online waiting for the teller to get to the teller, suddenly out of nowhere behind them, a bank robbery started to call. This is when Lance met close with the anima user known as hang on, I got his name on my tongue. That's not Marco.
Murdoch, I believe the name was.
Uh, the user of freight train.
Yeah, Murdoch.
There you go, Mordog.
Yeah, Loon said it too. But you guys came across well, Lance turned over, saw that a giant car had cruised through where he broke in the rest of the door, and he would also notice that he was in the middle of a bank robbery, and that he was in the presence of multiple people who had powers just like him. Lance has a power of God's Rockabye. What does God's Rockabye look like, Lance?
Monster Robot looks like a metallic gauntlet that twists around from the hand all the way to the elbow along Lance's right arm.
Okay, and what's his ability?
Really good.
Do you want to describe it?
How am I supposed to describe it? It's I only describe how it looks.
Well,
Well, you have a gauntlet. What do you do with it?
you punch with
I
it.
punch with it.
He punches really hard, alright?
Yeah, man.
It's
you want me to give you,
basically
like,
Star Platinum.
without the accuracy bonuses to it.
It's more like what if Star Platinum dumped all strength, forgetting to put any points into accuracy or speed.
Doesn't have to hit every time, just has to hit once.
Honestly. Well, when Lance turned around to focus on the bank robbers and realized he was in the presence of other Anima users, he also came across Alistair Kayson, which we'll go and start introducing his character. Alistair, go ahead, let us know a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Lunde, and my character for this campaign is Alistair Casson. Casey Casson, doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's a college student who moved to Power City a few months ago because his ring was stolen. It's a keepsake from his parents. To describe the ring, it's near a clover, but it was a shield with a diamond in the center.
Mm-hmm. And so during this bank heist, Alistair took the role of being keeping an eye on the rest of the people in there. And how is he doing that? What kind of power does Alistair wield?
Alistair's anima is Showtime. A magician like anima, well, it's a master magician that can create portals. So you can make one and the other to reach places where you normally couldn't reach.
Now he's thinking with portals. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
When you like you lemons, you make lemonade.
There was also a third anima user, but do you want to go over Ven, or do you want me to skip over and get towards Falcone?
Skip him.
Okay. Well, there's a third guy there, but he also slipped away with the rest of the crowd. This would be the first and only fight Lance would not kill an anima user, and that would prove to be a folly later on. But we'll touch that base as we get there. After the bank heist, the remaining anima users who stayed, which were Alistair and Lance, met with a police officer who also displayed his own powers of anima usage. Do you guys remember the name of this officer?
Yeah.
That'd be Steiner.
Zenagata.
Renegada, yeah. Wait.
Yeah. Yes, Steiner Yanagata. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yana because I was like, wait, this ain't Lupin the Third.
No, I think that's what
It
the
is.
reference was.
Yeah, I
It
know.
is.
I'm sorry, I just
Stale bread, cheap wine, ugly women. No wonder they lost the war.
haha. That's also really badass artwork for him too. So Steiner was the police
Ooh.
officer who came onto the scene and was going to be a form of your reinforcements. However, definitely wasn't needed as Lance and Ven pretty much handled the fight pretty well together. Steiner, off realizing that both Lance
I,
and Alistair were anima users, directly enlist their help in order to assist and like he gave them his business cards and to reach out to him if they needed his assistance, as well as an opportunity to work with law enforcement to use their anima powers to help people. That would later come into their second mission, which would happen a month later, where the group was dislocated, and this is where we'll start to talk about where each of the players live. As the second mission, we'll start with. Well, I mean, I can't introduce Father Falcone just yet because he isn't made interest he isn't known yet. So, Alistair wakes up a month later. He's been already found his own lodgings, and where does Alistair live currently?
he lives in the Hammer District of Sprout City.
Right over here. So, what's so unique about the Hammer District, Alistair?
Well, here is where a lot of crafters and inventors live. Seems fitting as my father was a big name in robotics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he's quite the known figure here as well.
Your father even has his own workshop.
Yeah.
Not that your character currently had the chance to get there because there was a phone call that came for Alistair that morning. And then that morning was when Steiner had ringed you up and offered to for you to come with him in order to help him with something that he was assigned some job he was assigned to do.
Yeah, it was really crazy. First a bank robbery. Now I have to protect some figure in a park in Travail.
Mm-hmm. But before you would reach Travail, Steiner would come pick you up and drive you over to West Bay. And why was he going to West Bay, you may wonder, audience? Well, that's because that's where Lance lives. Lance, describe your humble house, I suppose.
Lance lives a he lives at a small home. I'm gonna think like I want to put like he lives mostly in a rural area surrounded by some apartment complexes, but he's one of the few people who lives at his own house. Mostly one down front yard. It's he keeps it as best as he can clean, but crabgrass is a bitch.
Okay. So as they pulled up to Lance's front yard, Steiner keeps Al. Wait, I think it was like Steiner kept Alistair in the car, or they both go into his apartment.
They
We,
both did.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they both went, but I think Steiner just like made sure he locked his car.
Yeah.
And after that, Steiner got Lance, recruited Lance into the same mission, and drove everyone to Travail, to
But
which.
not before he tried to haggle Zen Ovian Nagata. It was kind of heated, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Remind me.
But before we actually went to the park, Lance tried to negotiate with Zenigata, uh, Yanagata, goddammit, for a bigger reward, and well, he is pretty tense, but the officer kept his foot down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And so the group traveled to Travail, which the ceremony was already going under price. Bonus points to who can tell me who was the name of the VIP.
The Ranger.
Yes.
I almost said the huntsman.
Yeah, I think the Fallout fans are gonna get this.
Hold on, I'm fixing my bed. Anyway, uh, so in Travail, there's a Travail Park, clearly, and that's where the ceremony was being held. There was an opening ceremony for a distinguished police officer whose name is known more by his reputation of the Ranger. He is a enigmatic figure who stands about 6'10", wears duster, black hat, and carries along with him his signature .45 Magnum revolver, otherwise nicknamed the Big Iron.
He said it! Ah!
So the crowd is here in order today to celebrate because he is a he is so one of the things that I really have to make mention is that each of these districts works kind of like that in real life, where the police departments don't really go out of their own jurisdictions and they kind of keep things clean in their places. So the ranger was being honored in Travail because he has worked in Travail's neighborhoods for over like 10 years and is being honored as uh, now the police commissioner of Travail itself.
Big figure in more ways than one.
Bonus 5 points. Who can remember the name of the secretary of Richard Turkey before when she took the stage before he did?
No, you can't do that. You threw someone named Richard Turkey at me. I wasn't able to focus on anything else. I was giggling. Mayor Dick Turkey.
I think because that guy was a dick. And pompous too.
Yeah, and his liberal policies have taken Spiral City to the precipice of madness.
So, uh, as as a secretary, Flame Wrath, she takes to the stage and begins giving a narration speech. Uh, you guys in the you players in the crowd are sitting amongst the audience and keeping eye on everything, strategically sitting yourselves around the location. There is Lance sitting. I think he was like in the far back, one of the last chairs, and he just like picked one, flipped it around, sat on it reversed. Alistair was more closer to the front, or like in the center fold, and I know Father Falcone was at the front because Father Falcone was the only person sitting at the front with two seats empty next to him.
No, Lance sat by him because he took the Lord's name in vain and Falcone got on him for it.
Well, I think you walked over to him about it, but I digress. Uh, this is when Father Falcone would be introduced. A lone man sitting alone by not by himself, but like a man sitting in this crowd, but distinguishedly
Oh.
different from everyone because he has the father of the appeal. He looks like a father from Christianity with like the black collar and the white thing in the center of it. And yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself, Father Falcone.
Oh, just a servant of the Lord in his mid-30s. And Falcone's never alone.
You want to talk a little bit about Falcone? Why he's sitting in the audience today?
No, he was just watching his friend, the Ranger, get his promotion ceremony.
Okay, so you sat there in the crowd, and let me just cover Hell's Wrath then, because we weren't talking about him just yet. And then the ceremony gets attacked by terrorists. These terrorists, you guys would eventually come to know, would be the Underpass Cobras, and they had three armored cars with mounted machine guns. Five guys poured out of each of them, and one of them had like a really funky jacket that had Underpass Cobras on the back of it, and like a real jacked up mohawk and whatnot, and taunted the whole crowd as he would like basically get his revenge against the Ranger. Now, crowd, I'd like to tell you that the underpass Cobras with heavy equipment were surely going to kill at least 2 or 3 people. No. Lance would go off to go murder the leader in like one-on-one combat. The ranger would go destroy, but wouldn't kill any of the any of the people inside the car. But he'd destroy a fucking car by himself.
And Alistair helped.
Mm-hmm. Then there was the final van, which is my favorite van because this is when we also get to introduce Hell's Wrath. Father Falcone, there's something special about you. Could you tell us that little special thing about you?
Well, on each special in the eyes of the Lord, my son, you'll have to be a bit more specific.
The rhyme.
Oh, yeah. Say the rhyme, turn into 10-foot hell beast.
And what's the name of your 10-foot hell beast?
Hell's Wrath.
And you want to give us a little bit of like descriptors about how it looks, and then maybe the rhyme itself.
Oh, about 10-foot tall, goat legs. Very. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Traditional Christian satanic.
Wonderful.
Like if you type in Satan into the Googles, he'll be in the first few pages. I don't know about Bing though. I can't speak for Bing.
Huh.
Ironic, given that he's a father.
Guffaw.
So, what's the rhyme?
Horns upon my head, crimson eyes of dread, gaze upon your demise, wrath of hell arise.
And as Father Falcone spoke these words, it was the first time Alistair and Lance saw a 10-foot hell demon. And that includes the crowd around them, as everyone proceeded to literally shit themselves and run in multiple directions. At first, fearing the gunfire, but now totally fearing the goddamn hell beast that suddenly spawned within the crowd of people, because no one noticed it was Father Falcone who transformed. Save the other 2 anima users. Anyway, Father Falcone would proceed to go attack one of the vans. And as he decided to open the door, there he would meet another anima user. Only by name of its anima power. Bad Moon Rising looks at Hell's Wrath. Ah, yes, a wonderful anima, and cancels his power.
Oh, he
And
didn't cancel it. He stole it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He can stop someone's power, then steal it. It's all about how much AP that motherfucker's willing to spend. But I digress. Bad Moon Rising stopped Hell's Wrath and then gave it to someone else. While this happened, Lance killed the leader of the Cobra underpass Cobras. Alistair's making sure that the fleeing civilians are all defended using his showtime, making sure everyone's okay. And the ranger is making his way towards the final van that's being attacked by Hell's Wrath. Realizing the battle's basically lost, BMR is basically tries to use the Hell's Wrath in order to buy him time. However, this is when Father Falcone would ask me the wonderful question: is it still limited to the same restrictions? Which is yes. So
Yeah, so I just said the other rhyme to that asshole, turned him back, then turned myself back into Hell's Wrath and stared at him.
That's my power.
Played
bitch.
the Uno reverse card.
the Uno reverse card of his power, to which BMR said, "Fuck it, I'm out," and left.
Peace.
As before he got a chance to escape, Alistair would appear and use Showtime, his power portals. To which BMR goes, "Ooh, interesting. I still have a way to kill the Ranger now," and opened up his own set of portals using Showtime. And because he could open a portal, could see directly towards the Ranger and cancel the Ranger's Big Iron ability. Before he had enough AP to blow the Ranger away, however, he ran all the AP and he had to escape. Fucking AP is always the issue in this game.
Isn't that what happened to Murdoch?
We get to that when we get to that, alright? Anyway, BMR escapes. By the skin of his teeth. Honestly, I thought you guys would actually catch him, but that van That van did not get destroyed, which is all he needed. I
I'm
can't
sure we'll get him next time.
I can't say it was the same for the third van because Hell's Wrath would get some retribution and ram it into the cornerstone before it drove off into the street. He then proceeded to rip the top off and throw each of the people out of it before finally escaping into the night as Lance and what's it called? Lance and Alistair stay behind and speak with the officers about what the fuck just happened. As Steiner's also there. It was a wonderful clusterfuck. Then, no, go ahead.
Uh, that almost what turned badly once Batman stole Alice's portals, but luckily, it didn't turn out to be a disaster.
Again, AP. Who would have thunk? Certainly not I. After that, Steiner recognizes the unanimous effort, like the the ability within Lance and Alistair, and in order to and recruits them, offers to recruit them into Travail's police department, and leaves it as a suggestion for them. Uh, this would later come back as a direct invitation from the Ranger himself to both Lance, no, to Lance, Alistair, and Father Falcone to make their own squad of Anima users. And that would be today's sessions what we'll talk about, but we'll get to that when we get there. We're not done yet with the recap. There's a whole lot of
Don't
recap.
skip the present. Do not skip the present.
Yeah, no, we got a little bit of like a trail to go through. So
It's a quite a bloody trail, where I'm concerned.
well, hey, I mean, like, I want to make sure that the audience knows everything's happened to the players before we begin. So
No
that way,
worries.
yeah,
They need to know everything because we got a lot.
exactly. And it's so exciting for me as a dungeon master, like the game master too. Like we got this far, yes, and I want to get further because it's going to be even more fun. Anyway, after they dealt with all the shit in Travail, the party decided to disband and go back to their own places for the start of a new month. Lance went back to West Bay. Alistair went back to Hammer District, and Father Falcone stayed in Travail because he owns a church there. Father Falcone and Alistair both begin to do their own things, as in like Alistair went to do janitor duty to get some money, much needed money. Father Falcone opened his church in order to create something called Order. Who wants to give the tutorial about Order? Whoever does gets 500 gold getting it correct. The 500 credit for getting it correct.
Order and chaos are the two pivotal things in Spiral City. When an area has more order than chaos, it is generally seen as a clean, happy location that is safe for people to be around. Example, such a location would Spiral itself fit the order, where all the more well-to-do and handle people around. A location with more chaos and order tends to be a location like can't say the name,
Caribbean?
Caribbean.
Caribbean. Well, it has more chaos than has order. So you tend to see more criminals and you know violence activities happening around the location. The players, such as us, have the capability to either raise or lower these two things by doing certain actions.
And we'll get to that in just a moment. Otherwise, Lance, here's 500 credits. Congratulations, you got it correct. I'm gonna try to
Woohoo!
I'm gonna try to make that as a more of a thing incentive for you guys to remember stuff.
Hold on.
Wait, credits have actual currency?
Yes. No, sorry. Yeah, because we called it. Wait, I rename it to credits or did it recall it gold?
You kept calling it gold, so if you changed your name, I didn't know.
No, I'm thinking about Yokai Hunter Society. Never mind. We keep it gold. So yeah, you just got 500 gold, Danny.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. the harder the recall question, the more the reward. But that was a good first one, Dance. I'll continue to reward those out as we continue the role play to see how much you guys are paying attention to stuff. But I do appreciate that you did pay attention to that, Lance, and you are correct about everything you said about order and chaos. So I don't really need to go over that as Father Falcone begins to generate one order in travail, helping the general populace becoming a little bit better by opening his church and running a soup shop. Then we go over
Delicious.
to the
Delicious. I love soup.
delicious. Now
Yeah, I think Lance still has his soup.
Yeah, it's
It's
we
like
don't.
in game in real life, months old.
Yeah, I was gonna say we also don't have an expiration date on things because I don't play that kind of like realism. But
No, no,
if
we
I
ain't doing that.
if I must, I will.
For what?
Well, let's say for example, Lance keeps that till endgame. I look at you like, no, you had that since the beginning of the roleplay. Now you want to eat it?
no, I don't want to eat it. Oh, I lied. I don't want to fucking eat this. I'm gonna chuck it at the boss over there to instantly kill them.
It's fucking.
Yep.
You know,
It's like the
Water
fish
egg.
bone from Space Quest.
no, more like the rotten egg from Resident Evil 4. You throw it at any enemy, it kills them instantly.
All right, so let's
That
get
will
back.
beat God.
Let's get back on track. We're not at God just yet. So, um, so after this attack on Travail, right, the terrorist attack, I had previously mentioned about the Heroes League. Now, the Heroes League had been kind of definitively defined before the Travail attack, and I kind of ad-lib skipped it by accident. There's a whole lot of things that happened. The Heroes League is essentially a privatized group of anima users led by Plutarian, a Namek sort of Superman-like figure who kind of parades only around the spiral, upper spiral and lower spiral. Presumably, there have been their own types of crimes that have been going on since anima users have become up the rise, and Plutarian and his men have been able to handle those issues. The players aren't aware of what's going on because the spiral keeps itself to itself, other than periodic news broadcasts that happen, which there's only one sort of news broadcaster currently in our roleplay. There's going to be more, but currently the more
Noticeable.
noticeable, I guess, yeah, the most radical and noticeable one would be the Box Network. Yeah, we know what we're doing here. Anywho, um, Plutarian would announce earlier in the roleplay about the Heroes League expanding to the upper and lower spires, and that he'd be actively recruiting. He'd even send recruitments to the players after the Travail incidents as an open invitation to the Heroes League. All players unanimously agreed to ignore it.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, go fuck yourself, my son. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something akin to like "go fuck yourself." So, um, Lance during the travail, during everyone's kind of downtime, decided that, oh no, you know what, Lance, go ahead and describe what you do.
What?
You don't remember what you did during your downtime?
Oh, well,
Murdered?
Lance went to Voldemort Falcones to get him some aid to help him take back the West Bay's mayor's office from the current ruling gang.
And this is where I'm going to get a chance to really talk about West Bay. Now, you see, West Bay and East Bay are out there for a reason. The Spire itself is only actually limited to Gridiron, Mid-Market District, and Travail, and Caribia, and Inner Spire, Upper Spire, and the Hammer District. Literally, West and East Bay are too far from the city actual to be considered part of the city. However, it seems like there's some reason that keeps like the resources from both of these locations pouring into Spyro, regardless of the proximity. Meaning, the Spire and the people who reside in it treat West and East Bay like shit, whilst siphoning resources from them. Why and how? Well, that's just part of ongoing shit that is Spiral City. Anyhow, West Bay has been infamously known to be ruled by gang members. Like, literally, their city hall is usually captivated by some sort of political gang. For one time, it was held by a string of very powerful Yakuza members, who then got overthrown by the current ruling gang, which is called the X-Laws. Each of these kind of gangs are.
X-Laws.
Hmm?
X-Laws.
I said X-Laws. So yeah, these kind of gangs kind of rule pseudo over West Bay, and yeah, West Bay itself is like a hive of literal gangs that could be thought of West and East Bay. It's just really run down poor people trying to make a living for themselves, coming together in small groups of small gangs, either vying for power over small blocks, distribution of certain goods, production of certain goods, or just becoming hitmen on the streets. It is very lawless out there. So lawless, in fact, that, like Lance described, he went to go get Father Falcone at Travail to help him overthrow the gangs and overthrow the X-Law gang in West Bay. Now, the X-Law gangs are these very authoritarian.
Authoritarian.
Thank you, my friend. Authoritarian gang who have a very skewed sense of law. Like, you can't jaywalk, otherwise they'll break your kneecap. They take their laws very, very, very extremely. Like Arbites. Just like Arbites.
Attention, Imperial citizen!
Yeah, but not the Imperial citizen. They run around using these stun baton swords, or weapons decorated with electrical ends to paralyze people for after they beat them with them.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for an X-Law to go descend upon a civilian unprovoked, unnecessarily, for no other reason than to instill fear into the populace of West Bay and put them into near critical conditions, or even just outright kill them from their injuries. They aren't nice people. So Lance parties up with Father Falcone, and they attack City Hall. Ironically, this would be weeks before the actual City Hall, Capitol Hall would get raided. And the funny fucking thing is, the Capitol Hall at West Bay was more defended than our U.S. Capitol Hall.
Sad state of affairs.
Also, bingo check mark off that political part. We hit political part. Anywho, Lance and Father Falcone's attack fails, but not before Lance grievously wounds the X-Laws by killing 2 members and a few other security guards before fleeing with Father Falcone. And Father Falcone, and
Didn't I roast some woman you had a big story for you worked on in her first or second turn? She just got like critted and dead.
Yeah.
Hell's Fire, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hellfall went on face, and everyone's like, "Oh, shit!" And then I killed this guy.
I think that's when I learned to start multicasting it in a turn.
Not multicasting, I would say like a recast.
This is
Oh,
my
like 3 or
story.
4 AP into it.
While this is all happening, mind you, Alistair is just being a janitor and cleaning stuff. Alistair
Hey, that's
being
an
a good
exciting
boy.
job too.
No, but they escape. There was another dead ender. This is for 500 gold. Danny, who is the name of the dead ender?
Roadkill. Because that's what happened to him at the end of this whole thing.
No, the dead ender.
No, he survived. I remember who he's talking about.
Yeah, the dead
He's the
ender
one,
What?
drove off
I
and
had to
helped
kind
you.
of muscle into it because he knew who I was.
He had a mechanical right arm. He was a dead ender
Oh, that
himself.
guy.
What's his name for 500 gold?
Yeah,
I
Bionic
can't
Commando,
remember.
dude.
Maurice
I can't remember.
Fayweather.
Oh! Yeah, Marie.
Oh, that's the second
you were
M
talking
name.
I thought you was talking about X.
You know the third
X-Law
one's gonna
guy
be?
was fighting.
Motherfucker, if you don't
What?
stop.
I look for patterns. It's a thing I do.
It's okay. I swear it's coincidental. I just use name generators, but I digress.
Well, you didn't name him Maurice. I named him.
Fair enough. I give him.
Oh
Fair.
yeah, two different people.
Any case,
I don't know if that's a twin thing.
you guys drove off. Definitely Ro killed that poor. Definitely Ro killed. I know his name. Hold on. Shit, because you killed him. Arthur Penworth. Yeah, you killed Arthur. Rolls killed him. He did.
So
He did.
your brother was being.
Wait, isn't that the dude
his
that
brother was being a shithead.
Lance stole his shoes?
Yep.
Yeah.
More like Dead Dwarf.
Oh yeah, we also forgot a big part of that. Before the whole thing had happened, Lance had interrupted the Exiles from raiding someone's house. They apparently were looking for something. Lance beat them out of it, beat Arthur out of it, and got what was it, Lance?
The obsidian shard.
Yep. And when you touched it, you could feel the power. You could feel some sort of dark innate power within it, like a voidless energy. It's similar to that of the AP, the anima power that you have, and it resonates within you. And so Lance then used it and created a black hole when he was doing the capital fight. Now, originally it dealt damage to him and almost killed him, but we have retconned the rule a bit where the orb should have
uploaded the patch.
Yeah, the orb should not have hurt him, but everyone else still around the area, and definitely not far enough where it would not have hurt Father Falcone. It would have definitely torn up Father Falcone.
That assault on the building gave us a lot of in and out of game lessons.
Yeah, which was great.
That's what the test phasing is for.
Mm-hmm. After the failed assault, Lance had generated negative 50 chaos outrightly for attacking a federal building. His intention was to remove occupations of a gang, which if he was successful, would have been a plus 50 order, tilting the negative. I think it was like negative 20 order chaos it was already in, or negative 30 chaos it was already in, and then immediately dipping it straight into chaos, causing a chaos event. Now, when any place hits negative 50 or plus 50 once during once a year, they can generate a chaos event or an order event. Chaotic events are not good things. They can range from anything being apocalyptic that I can think of that can spread from that one area and begin generating chaos to other areas. I don't want to give examples because then it's like, if it happens, like, oh, you talked about it before. Just think of them as not good, very bad, no, I don't want this to happen kind of deals.
Like I found this Nation movie.
The only thing I can really describe one to be is the current one that's coming up because it's the most obvious one. There was a news broadcast by the leader of the X-Laws. 500 gold to anyone who remembers the name of the X-Law leader. Only once.
What's the question again?
The name of the X-Law leader.
X-Law's leader.
X-Law. Oh, I don't think I was there for that section, so never mind me.
It was sent as a message on the Discord. Oh shit, you have to read the TTRPG, Loon. There's a lot of lore that we throw around in there. You actually didn't see it. No, there was a video broadcast by the leader of the X-Laws, known as Argus. Argus basically said, "Yo, we're not going to sit down and be quiet about what Lance McKinley just did to us. Lance McKinley, the Anima user who attacked us at West Bay, killed multiple members, including the daughter. I think it was like no. I forgot what it was. I wrote. I'll double check, but essentially you killed members and made the XL shit list, and they made it a public annunciation that they are hunting you, Lance McKinley. So the closest chaos event you can think of is Manhunt, a single organization, now with the resources, sudden resources, wondering where they got it all. -5 chaotic event might do it, but have the resources now to hunt down a single player, Lance McKinley. This manhunt event won't end until either Lance defeats the X-Laws in combat or defeats enough of them to stop the event to pause it, or it continues until Lance is defeated. Meaning Lance can continue to run away, but the chaos would continue to generate. As the X-Laws would continue to get more and more emboldened. But hey, that's not here yet. That's just an example of what a negative 50 chaos event looks like. The Gridiron also had an example of a negative 50 chaos event. The prison riot. Because that was the next thing that happened.
Yay.
Wouldn't that be its own unique chaos event? Because it's the only prison in Spiral City.
Is it?
It's one of the only prisons.
I figured
yeah.
That's all.
I figured East or West Bay would have one.
As
You're
towards
saying,
the
but-
player's knowledge, it's Gridiron has the only working prison facility.
Exactly. Besides, you assume there'll be a prison in West and East Bay, but those are more like revolving doors.
Yeah, we're considering something that can actually keep people in it. Not Arkham.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
Well,
The- go ahead.
I was gonna say the Arkham Resort and Spa is a wonderful place.
Ha. So during the last week of our last roleplay session, the players had come encounter with the news that the Gridiron
Prison?
yeah, the Gridiron prison has started experiencing prison riots, and that the prison inmates were going to already overthrown the security guards, looking for their demands, the event was threatening to spread across all the Spiral City. Now, how successful that would have been is all dependent on the security forces laid out in each of the districts. The players had their opportunity, a very small window, I mind you, to go either to continue what they were doing, which was Lance licking his wounds after fighting City Hall, Father Falcone doing the same, and Alistair, who had just finished going through his father's research laboratory, realizing that he needs to find the missing ring in order to access a secret spot in the laboratory that only he could access with the ring.
It's quite an elaborate door.
With a unicorn and clover motifs.
What's the name for extra sparkly factor?
When all the players heard of the news, they quickly assembled into whatever they could and made their way towards Gridiron. Alistair, being the good boy, took the metro. Lance, being the chaotic neutral boy, hijacked the bus, and we'll talk about what happened to that bus shortly after. And then
No, also, Lance took it all the way to the place, then hijacked it. You gotta be.
okay, waited, then robbed. Got it. And then Father Falcone.
There was a distinct.
This
there
is
was
a
a
distinct
distinct
difference, yes. And Father Falcone drove shotgun with who was it again?
Brother Timothy.
Yeah, Brother Timothy, who got there faster than everyone.
From the furthest distance.
Yeah, despite Lance also being the closest to it.
Oh, it was so good.
Father Timothy is good with is one with the.
Truly, he is blessed by the Lord and ways of the automobile.
Indeed.
Don't open the trunk.
So, upon
Why is
arriving.
it there?
So upon arriving to the prison, the players, so Father Falcone sees that the Gridiron Police Department are holding off what seems to be the front of the prison and trying to keep the prisoners from escaping. Shortly before Father Falcone gets a chance to do any real work or help with anything, Alistair appears onto the scene. And then, Lance, with a bus, through the front of the prison.
Through the open, unlocked doors of the prison.
Yeah, who also forgot he had his seatbelt on and had to fickle with that, and then had Alistair pull him out of the burning bus because it was going to catch on fire and explode. Which we'll get to that when we get to that.
What? What? I
Don't
didn't say
save my
nothing.
life.
So Alistair and Father Falcone, no, sorry, not Alistair. Lance and Father Falcone begin to start swinging, and every time they swing, they kill somebody because one of the rules that we've finally established is that animas deal double damage to non-anima users simply on the virtue you can't see what's happening. Ergo, you're not gonna see a 10-ton fucking hell beast's claw go through your face. But I mean, you can see
Or
Father.
comprehend what happened.
Huh?
Or comprehend what happened.
Exactly. Hey,
It's
what's
like,
going on,
why did
Apple?
that dude just explode?
So Lance is the first one to charge through the prison because, of course, and Lance goes into the deeper parts of the prison looking around. Alistair chases after because Alistair needs to keep someone needs to keep an eye on Lance. He's doing another clan war for Mario Kart. And Father Falcone is taking his time with the remaining prisoners to make sure they're all, nice and dead before having a bus explode on him. To which there's the bus being exploded. There. We made it.
It just keeps
That's
escalating.
not what I was excited about in the present scene, and you know that.
I know. Oh my god, is that a smokable pipe?
Yes,
Why?
it is.
Are you gonna buy it?
I'm really thinking about it. Mine's on its last leg. And if I'm gonna smoke,
You might as well be in style, right? But I digress.
damn right.
So, back to the prison. Alistair and Lance both come across basically a hippie. Who remembers the name of the hippie?
I do.
Son.
Yeah, yeah. Only know his son. He didn't want to give us his actual name.
Sun sat there in the prison, nonchalant, doesn't even seem aware that the riots were happening, and then asked the players to be freed because, hey, wait, if the riots are happening, shit, well, let me out too. The players, Lance doesn't want to release Sun, but Alistair takes the responsibility of releasing such a heinous criminal for the only crime of smoking smoke leaf.
And to be fair, he actually had to ask to be freed.
Yeah, Sun did ask. In any case, Sun joins the party temporarily and joins the team running down the prison, getting to the cafeteria where the actual threat is lying. Now, this is where I asked all the players, including Sun, to make a agility check. None of them, unfortunately, pass. We'll talk about what that meant later. But the players go unbeknownst and unknowingly into the corridor of this cafe, hoping to come around and sneak around to the backside to where the bad guys are currently holding the security guards. Now, before we get any further, Sun is an anima user and has the power to, unironically, summon the power of a small sun into his hand. He can use it to heal or throw it like a grenade and cause a small explosion that contemporary blind people. Now, previously, the duo, everyone was using each other's powers and jumping off one another. When they walk down this corridor, however, the party began walking down an infinite loophole corridor. Sun, realizing what's happening, decided to sit down instead and wait for the party to realize. It's kind of like the Fade of Black moment because it was the to be continued, and then we continue the fight. And when we recontinue the fight, Lance, being frustrated at the situation, decides to punch a wall. Then then Lance, Alistair, Sun, Father Falcone, the viewers who were watching that day, the players who were playing that day, and myself all heard me go, "You triggered my trap card!" As I introduced the chain reaction feature. Who remembers that feature?
Isn't that where things happen one after another due to certain anima effects?
Mm-hmm. Each player has gained the ability to use one reaction outside of their own turn, only once per round. This can cause a chain. Now, a chain can activate any time a single action is taken. meaning that anytime some action is taken, one of you guys, so long as you're either within range or the target of that attack, can take a reaction. Now, does that mean you can dodge with it? No. Does that mean you can suck up a damage attack? No. It means you can use your anima power in order to do something to either negate some of the damage or, dish damage back or try to cancel the ability of the attack. Think how they do the fights in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Diamonds Are Unbreakable, where Josuke is like, I'm gonna cut my hand. No, I'm gonna cut Yoshikage Kira with glass and then fire it back at him with blood. That kind of horseshit. Or where Josuke broke down a car and then Yo's crazy motorcycle, then Yo's crazy diamond to fix it. Something like that. You see what I'm trying to do here?
Didn't he refill the gas tank too like that?
Josuke's broken, but we don't talk about that.
He busted.
He wasn't busted. He's just utilizing the best powers of it that his style can do.
Anyway, reaction became a thing, and so when Lance threw the attack onto the wall, because it's an attack, I triggered a reaction from an unseen anima user that then made the wall, a 5 foot by 5 foot wall, submerge into the ground. Lance flew his fist into the air, hitting nothing. Murdoch then used his reaction and grabbed Lance and pulled him over the other side of the hallway into a group of his men and began beating the crap out of him with his boys. But before Lance could get his ass whooped promptly, the player's turn activated. Alistair went first, opened a portal into the cafeteria before having the door close promptly, before having the wall reclose because the unknown anima user reacted again. However, because Alistair had already thrown a portal, there was a way to get between the whole fight. And it became this whole wonderful fight of like dancing between this one wall and Alistair's portals. Now, almost, what's it called? After Lance had jumped through the portal, so did what's it called? Murdoch in pursuing Lance. And then then Murdoch almost killed Sun by punching him down the hallway using all of Freight Train's ability 2 power, which still wasn't discussed what it is, but sure enough, nearly fucking killed Sun if he wasn't an anima user. Alistair and Lance both tag team and fight Murdoch, whilst Father Falcone had walked through the portal of the cafeteria and began reenacting the equivalent of the eclipse scene from Berserk on the poor prisoners because none of the prisoners stood a chance. They were all armed, but they all couldn't take down a 10-foot hell demon walking up towards them. And they systematically either got killed by Father Falcone or killed themselves until there was one remaining who defied wanting to die and fought Father Falcone, but Father Falcone wouldn't kill him. Instead, let him live. Now, what will happen?
Oh man, go grind, go grind.
Now, before the fight had concluded with Murdoch, he ran out of AP. So, the unseen anima user used his power and basically pulled Murdoch out of the fight by disappearing the floor underneath him. The only
thing... they were known as VR?
Yep, VR. The players had successfully, by murdering all the rioting prisoners, quelled the prison riots. Now Spiral City has a way less criminal convict rate, way more prison space, and for some reason, some of the cameras don't work in the cafeteria anymore.
The Mortician's also making a killing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a pun too.
So, with that final fight, the characters had reached to their second ability powers, where each character now unlocks a second part to their anima. It is during the week before our actual roleplay begins that there's a small montage of each and every one of you touching base with your powers. Alistair, it is your realization as you're staring in the mirror, deciding a different style for yourself, that Showtime taps your shoulder lightly. You turn to look over, and Showtime slowly opens a green, like first like struggles, but then opens a green portal instead of a purple, instead of an orange or blue one.
What's this showtime?
Showtime keeps the portal open, and your curiosity pushes your hand through it. And as your hand goes through it, your rest of your body goes through it like a slingshot, and you fly 20 feet forward, like as if you were like as if you had the diving motion. You realize through this experiment of yourself that this portal that you can open now is an accelerator portal.
I'll dub it Wonder Warp Speed.
Curious,
Gains
Alistair.
ludicrous speed.
A curious,
Thundervolp.
a curious Alistair picks up a nearby object and chucks it gently through the portal, and a missile speed launches into the wall, blowing the object up and leaving a sizable dent in the wall.
Whoa.
This portal allows Alistair to create a small 5 foot portal. I mean 10 foot, but a 5 foot portal that any object that goes through it, including person or thing, any object, increases its velocity and essentially allows it to have two different profiles. One, it gains a reroll on its on accuracy for hitting things, because it's going so fast, no one really has the time to react unless they are just as fast, or if not faster. Then two is that the whatever damage you deal multiplied by two, because that's the force that multiplier. This goes for bullets. This goes for arrows. This goes for anything that goes through a 5 foot portal opening.
And fire.
If it could squeeze through it, yes.
How big is the portal?
5 feet.
Okay.
Is not bigger. Is not as big as his other portals, which are 10 feet.
Wait, his other portals are 10 feet?
I
Or
thought
did
they,
we just start that?
huh?
I
It should
would
be
imagine
No,
the portals will...
big enough for a person to fit through. Is the thing.
Exactly.
So is 5 feet big
Yes.
enough?
I mean, if the person's like squats down like Mr. X going through a door frame.
Yeah, like the size of a portal, like from Portal. That's like 5 feet, right? 6 feet or something. It's big enough.
You know, it's a popular enough game, I can look that up.
That's one, and two. It typically takes over one tile anyway, and each of our tiles is like what, 5 feet square feet.
5. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
5
so-
feet.
So yeah, his portal. So the portals are. So that means your green portal is 3 square feet instead. It's not supposed to be big enough for someone to go through. It's just big enough for objects to go through.
I see.
Well, Hell's Wrath can just fit his mouth through.
Your mouth is definitely bigger than 3 feet.
Great, now you got me questioning body proportions.
I'm sure we'll hatch it out when we need to use it.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So, the camera panels over throughout the week to a Father Falcone who is in middle of prayer. You're sweating profusely. There's a deep sweat breaking across your entire body. You're alone in the cathedral. The fire. There's only a small source of light, which is the altar in front of you, and a set of few candles that are lit. All around the cathedral is dark, and Father Falcone's muttering a prayer, only to himself. It doesn't seem to be anything other than a nursery rhyme he perhaps heard at his youth. It doesn't seem to be an actual religious one, as it has no effect to whatever's going on around him. A dark aura begins to mist and merge around him, and the fires of the candles go out almost in a instant, as the darkened silhouette of Hell's Wrath can be seen. The shadowy figure takes over Father Falcone, as you now gain your ability too, which is improved Hell's Wrath form. Each of your regular abilities can now be casted at ability 2, with an empowered effect, just costing more, is all.
Yeah, that's
So
right, because
so
we
I'm
talked
gra-
about it and really couldn't figure how to improve them beyond what we had
For
without like
now.
going overboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for now. And finally, last but not least, it's Lance. Lance, you're at home. You're not at home. You're at the gym. You're at after hours. No one else is here with you, and so you get the full opportunity to use whatever you the whole gym at your suit. You've already done your pre-workout, your full workout, and you're at the final stretch of your workout where it's a punching bag. Today you decided to use a heavy stone set uh, punching bag, and are just wailing at it, trying to break it without using God's rockabye. And every time you throw your fist, you feel momentum slowly build up in you, and a small goldish aura starts to build across your chest and your arm, where God's rockabye grows. And you pull back your fist, and you unlock your ability too, God's roulette. An ability where you are able to tap into 3 different types of martial arts skills at a time. You can only tap into one ability per AP2 usage, but you can use any one of the 3 martial art powers. Now, you begin with Ball Buster, a very devastating kick that, done to melee characters, can also knock them prone. You get what's it called? Dragon Kick, where you can launch a character up to X feet, where X is your power dice.
12 feet.
Huh?
My power dice is 12.
Yeah. X is the where X is your power die, so 12 feet. You kick someone up to 12 feet away. Um, Last but not least, what would you like?
I got the phone one and the other one. I was like, can we still do that whole, AoE buff I can do to the group? Strike the pose?
No, you had to be taught that.
Huh? Oh, okay. How would the ball buster, dragon kick? How would fucking what's this thing called? It's like a headlock. You grab someone from the headlock and you just like an RKO.
Fine, I can do an RKO. So Lance would perform.
Last one call it.
Yeah, Lance when activating AP2 can use the RKO, where where Lance would shift to up to 2 squares towards the enemy target. If you're within an adjacency of him, the target, you then shift another 2 in any direction you want, performing the RKO. Because your character is then jumping in the air, holding the enemy in RKO, shifting wherever you want to land. And when you land, you immobilize yourself and your opponent.
Sounds a bit like Showstopper. Set's fucking ultimate, but not quite.
Also, all of these abilities come at dealing half damage.
But
Except
they
the
do
ball.
status effects, right?
Yes. The ball buster can cause stun if male target. The dragon kick can knock away for 12 feet. The 12 feet. And
I meant
the
like
arc.
reducing dice and whatnot. Because they have those kind of stats effects in the actual board game.
No, you're not getting that kitted. I already learned once enough to give you what you wanted. Other martial arts can give that to you, but not now. And again, that's a mechanic for you to learn, can continue to explore Spiral City looking for more. Now, are we boys ready for the first week of the actual roleplay?
Hope
Guys?
so.
Yeah, right? I was like, am I the only one talking?
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I just kind of this whole pre-ramble just took all the wind out of my enthusiasm. That's all.
Well,
I had a quick phone call, but I ended it quickly.
no worries.
Yeah, dude.
I do want to add something.
Yeah.
Because I heard part of the conversation, you kick somebody in the legs, It'll work on anybody regardless of gender. Just to let you know.
Give him the.
Ball buster.
Yes, it was just a nod to the game more than it to being a sexual thing. But yes, I do understand that kicking anyone in the nuts.
Oh, even in the game, if you do a ball buster to a chick, it still stuns them.
Also,
Oh,
thanks for
okay, well,
reminding
never
me.
mind.
I gotta finish Godhead. But anyway, back to overarms. I'm ready.
All right. So, if we're all ready, we begin. I think it's May, the first week of May. Spring is around the air. I mean, hopefully spring comes sooner in our world too. But spring is in
Uh-huh.
Spiral City. Um, the very first bit of news before we begin is that the public announcement made by Argus would be made now. Heroes League would make their announcement now about how they're expanding their units and forces across all of Spiral City. So you guys can now expect to see in some of your missions, uh, you may come across members of the Heroes League. And I think that is it for news so far. Now, how would you guys like to begin your roleplay sessions? You guys, as always, have the option to do whatever you wish during your week. You guys all have one AP action per week that kind of signifies what your character's interested in doing throughout the entire week of interest. It could be anything from doing a simple job, which you all are now employed by Travail Police Department as their own Anima Squad.
Spiral City Police Department, not Travail.
Huh?
Will Spiral City will not part of Travail? Will more like all of Spiral City Police Department, Anima user task force. Kind of weird to have only Travail to have a Anima user when the whole city is under plagued by criminal Anima users.
It goes back to the original point that I made previously that each district works for their own interests.
Yeah, but you changed it when we were offered again by um, Yadagata. Like, oh, hey, the whole be part of the this task force for the city as whole.
Eventually, maybe, but first you would have to prove yourselves through being Travail police officers first.
Oh yeah, because one of the fucking players is pull this away from fucking Travail. Just make him a fucking member, apparently.
You could say no. You could say no, Lance.
I know I could say no.
So will you, or will you
Anyway,
continue?
Lance will work on this week with fucking Yadagata. He's gonna call Yadagata to ask him for help with lawyer because he has that damn case to deal with down the month.
Yo, bro, I gotta lawyer up, man.
Okay, well, thank you for rudely inserting what you'll do. We'll follow you up in just a second. Alistair,
Yes?
there is
Hmm.
some things that we need to address with your character too, don't we?
Yeah.
Alright, let me go get. Would you like to start describing some of those things that I know that we've discussed?
Yeah.
It'd be the
So,
morning. We'll say that
Oh, scrap.
this is the morning of Alice, like the morning of your week, where if you've finally finalized yourself, if you get what I mean.
yeah. So Alistair's been in Sprout City for a few months, and thinking about how sometimes codes get roughed up in previous fights, makes him for a new look. Since, new place, he's trying to come into his own as an anima user, and he's even thinking about what he can do with Showtime. So I think he would like to go and explore the Helm District, see if he can get some tools, see if anybody knows about animas, like, I don't know, anima equipment or stuff like that. I mean, surely
Wonderful.
if we can, like, wield a shotgun, can't our anima wield something similar as well?
Oh no! He released God's hand. Suddenly he pulls a pistol. Oh no! He's got a gun.
Basically, yeah.
cartoons.
Sorry, I'm just taking the picture of the very. I'm getting your token ready. Oh wait, I gotta re-download it. Son of a bitch, because I don't want that border tint to be. Yes, black border tints. My need for black border tints. Um, eh. Upload. Choose file. Butting. Patong. And then I go over to your profile. Alistair, edit, remove, click to upload. Remove. If you guys can look at Alistair's token right now, not token, if you guys want, you guys can see, now you can see his token on the screen, but I'm going to remove it shortly. Save changes. Ba-ding, ba-dung, and I'm done. So yeah, Alistair has taken his time, as he's been describing, working on his look, changing it, adjusting to being part of Spiral City, and why the fuck is it still the same profile picture? I changed it. There we go.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. It's right there. And there's Alistair. Look at Alistair. Look at a good boy.
Ah.
It looks kind of like an Attack on Titan counter now.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoy the new look. And as Alistair fixes up the little bow tie on his neck, what was it that you wanted to do with them again? I'm sorry. I had to get the token already.
Um, Start exploring the hammer to see if you can find any tools for showtime.
Ah, going down the Hammer District. Wonderful. All right, so we returned back towards the Hammer District.
Oh, wait, I gotta talk about the nuke a little bit more.
Oh, of course.
First up, let me just give you the artist tour because I had to draw this. Just put it in the main chat for the chat to see. Let me send it to you on Discord. Where the F? Here we go.
No
So that's
worries.
who drew it.
And
The Astri outfit. So you may know that Showtime's named after Kamen Rider Wizard's theme song, Life is Showtime. So I figured, why not have Alistair look a bit more like the protagonist of Kamen Rider Wizard? You can see it with the jacket, the coat really, and the reddish pants. And also, if we want to reference magical stuff and Wizard, we also lean into it a little further, but still giving its own unique look.
it's wonderful, dude. I really like it.
It is a good drawing, to be sure.
Yeah. He did the person that I linked to Dungeon. He drew it and I colored it.
Oh, nice.
You did a good job
Yeah.
coloring it.
Yeah.
Thank
I thought
you.
the guy drew and colored it.
Yeah, I was gonna say on close side, so I was like, I'll decide the colors myself. But yeah, that's all.
Canonically speaking, you don't have that ring just yet, but we'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, so just pretend that ring is invisible.
Finally, Father Falcone. What would you like to do this week?
Oh, after the events of the mess hall, spend an entire week in deep prayer and religious study.
What's your objective in doing that?
See if I can learn anything more about Hell's Wrath.
Ah, okay, so it's studying, so in a pursuit of studying your own anima. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Especially after the episode you just experienced with that code sweat.
Yeah, little bit worried.
Okay, let's start with Father Falcone then. And so your week progresses that you've decided to stay hermit up inside the church. Many of your regular parish, the regular members would be worried about how reclusive you've become in the current week. As
I believe the word you're looking for is parishioner.
Yeah, parishioner. Thank you. Your average parishioner.
I can't believe I knew that.
Well, your average parishioner would be concerned for Father Falcone as you become more reclusive this week, spending more of your time trying to figure out the secrets of your anima and where the origins of the said demon comes from. And we can go ahead and make an intelligence check if you would like.
Yeah, let me find it here. And I can finally do this for myself.
Woo!
One
Upgrade.
check. 3.
Unfortunately, oh wow, no, would not possess. Yeah, so I didn't even realize your intelligence at D6. No, you do not possess the intelligence to figure this out just yet. You clearly, your studies here, at least because it was a 3 and it was like a half of like an average. You can conclude you need an intelligence of 8 in order to begin comprehending what the fuck's going on here. There will be artificial ways to increase your intelligence, like performing book study, where it can give you a temporary bonus to your to a stat for a certain amount of time.
I'll watch Jeopardy to get a temporary bonus.
I will punch you in the throat, but this is Persona based, so I mean, I wouldn't be against the idea of even consumables like reading a book consumable. Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were getting at originally.
Oh no, I meant like reading and.
Oh, Paul Falcone found a Guns for magazine, Guns and Bullets magazine.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so you would come to that conclusion. Throughout your week, though, in your reclusion, I'd say
Yeah.
like Thursday, there'd be a strong set of knocks on your personal study door. Now, there's two problems with this. One, the study door is in the church. Two, the church itself is locked, and no one should be in. But someone is knocking furiously at your door.
It's a better be really good circumstances as they are. Walk forward and slowly open that door.
And as you do so, as you slowly open the door gets pulled open by a hand of a man, and it reveals two men standing in front of you. One man has jet black hair pulled back. He's carrying a clearly like an overly sized large cross on his back. The other man has fiery red hair and a mohawk. The sides of his head are bald, but he has a mohawk that goes downward. Underneath his shades, you can see jet red eye, like not jet red. You can see like hot red eyes. Both are wearing black suits. Both also have on their right upper chest the insignia of the Cardinals of the spent cartridge.
Shelling.
Yeah, well, I wanted to go with spent cartridge because it kind of like rolls with the tongue a little bit more. Cardinals of the spent cartridge. But shelling does make more sense too.
Shelling's just alliteration.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, Cardinals of the spent shelling. So, you know this to be members of the Cardinals of the spent shelling, which are part of the gun priests of the organization you are part of, Father Falcone. You do not happen to recognize either of these men. Both of these men happen to appear to be higher-ranking members than you. The man who is holding...
No,
sorry.
go on.
I was just gonna say the man holding the door, the red-haired mohawk man, keeps the door like kind of like slunk wide open as the man on the right kind of stares you down. Then you can go and then let me go ahead. What would your response be?
His expression goes from one to neutral to annoyed. And what can I do for you two gentlemen?
The man on the left with the fiery mohawk speaks. You know, you're a real pain in the ass. That's what the problem you are, kid. You see, you old people think just because you got all the skill and finesse.
I'm simultaneously a kid and an old person.
Well, yeah, I mean, he stops for a second, realizing the error of his words before the man on the right holds his face in a facepalm. Look. Falcone. Vincent Falcone, right?
I prefer father, but please keep going as you've invaded my house, disturbed my studies.
He
And I
takes
swear to
off.
God, if you gave Brother Timothy another concussion, do you know how expensive that is? I'm a church, not a
As it,
hospital.
as Falcone's going on his rant, the black-haired gentleman pulls down his glasses to reveal a set of fair blue eyes and a skin complexion to boot. That's a skin complexion of like fair skin, like as if he's been under the sun for a few days. He looks at you with with an apathetic stare. Vincent, you're a pain in the ass to keep an eye on, like my associate just said here. Can we step into your study? I don't like speaking in the church in front of God. And he looks over at the kind of like image of would be like, I guess, Christ on a cross. We really haven't defined your religion, but I'm just gonna stick it to Christianity for now.
Oh, we'll get there when we get there. Don't worry about it. I got a whole plan.
Cool. So yeah,
Hold on. Falcone looks at him. Yes, we're going to one room in the church in the house of the Lord that God doesn't pay attention to. Come on in.
the fiery-haired man left pushes past you, purposely shoving his shoulder to get past the room. Nice room you got here. Looks around. Nice as in nice and run down, I suppose. He looks over at some of the stuff in the study. The black-haired gentleman makes his way in secondary, purposely not trying to run his shoulder through you. Before closing the door behind himself. Now, Vincent, you must know why we're here. The man turns to face you.
Oh, clearly to criticize my interior decorating of the place you all gave me, by the way. So way to insult yourself. Who is the Ruglat?
The red-haired man points the finger at himself. I gave you this place? Because if I gave you this place, you made it a shit place.
You as the organization.
Ah.
Good lord, laddie, are you daft?
Uh.
You remind me of someone I know, actually.
So,
Oh, that was good.
So, the black-haired gentleman goes, "No, we're not here to insult your taste in decoration." Which he looks around. What would your office space look like? Give us a description of it.
Spartan.
That
Not a whole lot going on.
So sparse, like a table.
Yeah, spares.
Yeah.
Spares, Spartan, yeah.
Give me
It's
some
a table
furniture.
for sitting, reading, a bed, fireplace. Maybe another chair just for reading, which is obviously got a lot of books around it right now.
Oh, I told Josh how big
He's a big boy, all right.
So,
he's bigger than a grown-ass fat kid's fucking arm.
so the black-haired man looks at you and goes, "We're not here to insult your interior design choices."
Damn it. Really
Uh,
don't like them
Vincent,
there.
he takes out a yellow envelope, a vanilla envelope, and places it on top of your desk. And as he does so, several images fall out, and it's clear that they are all pictures of Hell's Wrath.
Oh, I knew I had a little fan club.
The red-haired man slams his hands on the table and glares at you. Do you understand how hard it is to Photoshop a 10-foot hell demon? Do you even know what Photoshop is? You damn boomer!
Oh, Photoshop. That's where you get the photos developed, yeah?
He starts reaching into his coat. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. The black-haired man holds his hand. Hold. Reno, hold. Now the man with the black-haired man has with his blue eyes. It suddenly has like a sharp light that goes through it. Vincent, we're not playing here. It's
Well, what you want me to do? I'll put you in to keep some lads out of trouble. Then you run into one lad who has a bad experience at a bank, from what I heard. At a fucking thing at a park that I didn't even want to go to. I was at 11 in the morning. You know how tired I am?
He doesn't seem swayed by your excuses. That the man just stares at you. Vincent, you're not allowed to use your powers until you get a better control of them. You represent the organization as a whole. And there are people who will know who you are by simply virtue of your look.
Listen, I only had the one slip up.
He pulls out another envelope and puts it down and shows you the prison.
Like I said, one slip up. And no, half of those aren't even mine. They killed themselves. You can't blame me for that.
And we still can't find the remaining survivor. Lord knows what happened with him.
Falcone gets a wistful look in his eye. Oh, I'm sure he's taking care of himself.
It'd be at this moment the man looks down for a moment, chuckles to himself, looks back up at Father Falcone before delivering a haymaker to his jaw.
Not much I can do about that.
Yeah, no, he doesn't go any further. He's just that was for the Wisp. Like he knew why you were happy. He put two and two. There's footage that both of those people clearly edited to see you do that on purpose. Vincent,
Falcone gets up, rubbing his jaw, his eyes hard. That wasn't very Christian of you, brother.
what you did in the cafeteria wasn't very Christian either.
That wasn't me.
He he takes a deep breath. So, are you in control of that demon then?
We have an understanding, yes.
You see, you can like you're paying attention and looking at the black-haired man, but you can feel who's now his name is is Reno. You can feel like a slow hostile intent arising from him as can't see him because you're not facing him, but you can feel like he's getting ready to fight you after what you just said. The black-haired gentleman.
Perhaps you'd like to talk to the man himself?
Let's not go any further. We already know that you can activate it by talking. We don't know what you say, but it's clear it's verbal.
Then
We're here as a warning and a reminder, Vincent. The Cardinals are always watching you. You will be they are still granting you their blessing. You still will be operating within our limits, which are spreading the word of not spreading the word of working as a
removing sin from the world.
yeah, essentially body disposal. They kind of recruited you for the same purpose you did as your mafia life.
Hey, I was in waste disposal, all right.
They continue to utilize your waste disposal asset. Speaking of, which is why they came because you've been slacking on your waste disposal job as you've been playing more fatherly duties.
Well, I've got to keep up appearances. If I keep going out at night, coming back covered in blood, and that damn gremlin y'all gave me.
There's also news about you working with the police now.
Yes, with an I know with a butt.
The boss man.
Besides, I'm working for the cops that are never gonna dig any further now, are they?
The Cardinals already have their pockets deep enough in Spiral City department, in the Spiral Police Department, which is the main one in the centerfold. If you're not going to cause any trouble for local business and issues, I don't see why the boss would have a problem with this arrangement. Just don't forget. The black-haired man kind of like nods his head towards the door as as Reno follows him. Don't forget your work for the Cardinals.
Oh, I know, laddie. Now, don't you have some flower girls to go harass?
The man adjusts the large cross that's on his shoulder with his right hand. Yeah, sure. And he walks out with Reno. Going over the camera panels to Alistair on a Wednesday, on an earlier Wednesday morning. Alistair, after finally tying up your new kicks, you've made your way. Getting ready for volleyball tonight. Nice. Making your way down the Hammer District, you walk down your apartment and go into the lower district that's like a cantaloupe. So once you enter this kind of cavernous-like lower district, there are hundreds of kind of stores laid across. Each of them artisans selling their own crafts, whether it food, drinks, pieces of armor, guns, anything that a person would be willing to look for. An artisan out here will probably be able to make it. What is your
I
intent?
Well, if I'm going to look for equipment from Anima, why can't I use Showtime to seek out anybody special?
Ah, I see what you mean. Okay, and as Alistair begins to walk around, Alistair uses Showtime's anima power as like sort of like a sonar, bouncing off his anima power every once in a while, in a range 30 around him because that's the range of his anima, and anything within that range that would ping back to him would resonate with anima power. It wouldn't need to activate it or be active. It would just need to be anima, have anima energy in it to resonate.
Yeah.
And as you do so, you walk across this very busy district. There are people mulling around the front of their stalls, selling goods in front of businesses that are selling more extravagant goods. Each stall has their own stuff, and it seems to be that there's really tailored, specific kind of things. Many of these people are selling from from blankets that are like rolled up onto the floor, and those who could afford a building only have like a very small, stout building with like a very small window front that could fit barely 4 or 6 people in them, as this district is rather busy. It isn't long until you've hit the center area of the Hammer District, called the Anvil. Now, the Anvil is where is a kind of like intersection within the Hammer District, where multiple districts go up and downward from here. And from the hammer, from the anvil, it's called that because there's a large, not clay, but like a large limestone colored anvil that hovers suspended in like motion in midair. Why is it there is unknown to practically any viewer who just comes across it. It's said to be the like iconology and like representation of the Hammer District, but even people who are like who live here for a long, long time only know like rumors and stories. Nothing like solidified. It's just a it's just a floating anvil for some reason. Anyway, people use this as a marker and as a tri-traffic intersection where 3 different lanes of traffic go through, leading to different various parts of the anvil. Now, the lower half of the anvil, which is over here, is called what's it called? The like the surface, I think it's called, or the end. I'll come up with a better name, but like basically the butt end of the Hammer District is where your anima powers to end up taking you closer towards. As you arrive here, it's more experimental type of experiment of science that's being done here, where things with like gears and clockworks are being worked on, animatronics, things of this nature. And it's here finally that your anima power directs you to a shop in this district. Now, it's more like a broken down wagon with the front 2 wheels long gone somewhere, been replaced with cinder blocks. Uh, the door like it's a 6 step stone, not stone, but like 6 step metal, improvised metal staircase that leads up into a wagon, and on top of this wagon reads the auto mail arm.
Amy A.
The anima power that you've been walking around the Hammer District looking for seems to resonate here for now. There were other traces that you felt throughout the walk, but this one was the strongest. What would Alistair like to do? The front door to this place does not seem to be open.
Hmm. I think I'll knock.
You walk up the makeshift improvised steps of the metal.
Still be civilized.
Clink, 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 clink. It feels like it shouldn't. You feel like the metal shouldn't be as sturdy as it is, but surprisingly holds. And as it does
Well,
so,
it's quite sturdy.
yeah,
Hello?
surprisingly,
Anybody there?
the
Keep
door.
going.
Yeah, the door. As you knock, the door swings slightly open to even the very softest of knocks, and you see the interior of what seems to be a series of desks, three desks, two lined up vertically and one horizontally to act like a storefront, and the rest of behind, which seems to be a living quarters for whoever lives here. You can see what seems to be a faint staircase leading upward to what presumably might be a second floor, but you for sure saw there was no second floor to this building.
I also take a step back. I'll take to make sure he saw what was accurate because there's no second floor outside, yet there is one in here. That's wait that. But how could it be out? I guess I may as well take this further.
As you walk into the building actual and step into the area where there's these tables are lined up as a barricade to keep people from just walking over into the actual living space. The tables themselves are lined with several different amputated arm pieces, arms, legs. They're displayed all across the different parts of the table. The main table that faces the customer, where customers would be, has a kind of cashier on top of it, a display spot, several large tools decorating it, and several different shelves hanging weapons and equipment that are hung across like what seems to be invisible string that you can't see the origins from.
I
There's
may as
also
well. I'll keep going.
I was gonna say there also next right in front of the cashier seems to be a small silver, very polished, very clean bell. It also seems to be the cleanest thing all around.
I guess we'll just gently tap it, see what happens.
Ding.
Hello? Anybody there?
From the right wall emerges from a pile of dirt, not dirt, but a pile of garbage that seemed inanimate. Ah! A man bursts from it. Ah! 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 He looks to his left, his right. What time is it? It's currently noon.
It's,
It's currently noon.
uh, oh, did you just come out of the trash?
Did you ring the bell? He looks at you. This man's eyes are green. They're black dots in the center of his pupils.
Alistair nods.
He looks down at the bell, looks, and then both of you notice his chest as there is this visible ticker. It looks like a like a stopwatch,
Trying to climb.
and
Too big.
there's these timer. I'm really trying to get my dot going across. All right, it is a stopwatch that is blue that goes across his chest. It's already counting down, and it seems to have already counted 10 seconds, and it's going down across. He looks down at it and looks up at you. Quick, what do you need from me?
Uh, a weapon from my anima.
A weapon for your anima. Show me your anima. There are 10 the 10
Come
seconds
on.
5 seconds pass. And as you
Alistair snaps his fingers to make Showtime show up.
Showtime appears. Fascinating. And this man reveals himself to be more disheveled and disfigured than originally upon looking, as he has a more larger left shoulder and a smaller right leg, but a larger left leg to compensate. And he has a bulging left eye, And his eyes are still this green all over and black iris. He leaps out of the trash and gets closer to showtime. The ticker, the clock is counting in seconds as he takes a closer look at showtime. Yes, yes. What a magnificent anima. What do you desire?
A revolver.
He looks back. Revolver. Hmm. For for this anima. It's at this 40 seconds that he jumps down and starts thinking. 50 seconds. 55 seconds pass, and he's still thinking. Before finally, the blue stopwatch disappears on his chest, and the body falls limp as if dead onto the ground. Drops.
I'll sort of run to the man and say, "Hey, are you okay? What happened?"
The man is cold to the touch. He has no heartbeat.
I was just standing confused, like, do I call get help or what?
Looking around the living area after crossing over the table, it's clear that whoever lives here, if they do, lives in a trash. There are trash bags loaded with presumably living equipment. There is a small couch, a small bed for sleeping, a small TV kind of laid up towards the couch, but every inch of this locations, save for the only thing that's not covered in garbage, would be the walkway leading up to it, the secondary staircase, the secondary floor. Otherwise, this whole place is catered in some level of garbage. The only things worth of any value seem to be the equipment hanging from the visible strings, but even then, they seem to be long since out of any decent repair or decent usage and require some repair by the man who made them itself. What would Alistair like to do?
Call if there's anybody else in here. Is anyone else in here? Somebody here literally fell apart.
Nothing is in response.
Can I look through the door, see if I can put them back together myself?
I'm sorry? Put what back together?
I looked around the area to see if I could put this person back together.
This person doesn't seem to have any physical injuries. When you investigate his body, there doesn't seem to be any noticeable injury on him to cause such fatality. When he was talking, he seemed just fine. The only thing missing of this man seems to be the blue stopwatch that was on his chest. It's no longer there.
Snaps fingers, showtime. I think I need your help again. Can you look for anything that might be useful, like another stopwatch?
No, you can't. Well, he looks around for a stopwatch within the vicinity. It comes up unabated with anything.
Take the stopwatch and put it back on the body.
I'm sorry?
I take the stopwatch and put it back on the
Oh,
body.
he doesn't find one.
Oh.
Showtime kind of hovers over the button, not button, the bell, the original bell you rang.
I guess I'll go ring the bell again.
Showtime does it for you as you're closer towards the cadaver, and as Showtime rings the bell, ding, the blue stopwatch appears on the man's chest again. I have it, he says. He gets up and scatters and runs over and tosses some garbage off and reveals underneath a mountain of trash a workstation and begins to furiously scribble on top of his table. Yes, yes, I have them. It's like this. Uh-huh. And he begins to work furiously. What would you like to do?
Too dumbfounded, just watch this person work.
And within a minute, you continue to see him work and scribble, before finally, within the minute, His body collapses again.
Taps the bell again.
The man reanimates, confused for only a second before returning back to his work. This process continues to happen several more times. As it does so, you become aware that this is in fact the curse of an anima object. You are in the proximity of one more time. An anima relic. Seems to be that whatever is control, whatever you can understand that tapping the bell seems to keep the man alive. It seems to keep some sort of immortality as long as the bell gets tapped.
Quick, get him one of those little drinking birds.
After several times of him collapsing, he finally finishes his job. Also, if you're wondering why does the players get to know Anima's powers and the name of it, is because after being around it long enough, even regular stand users will get to know eventually what another stand can do by mere proxy and seeing it happen hundreds of times. It's called learning. Anyway,
Get learnt.
eventually,
An SCP?
hmm?
Continue.
Anyway, after several times collapsing, this man finally comes up to you and presents a series of blueprints. If you give this to an artificer, they should be able to create the weapon you seek.
An artifactor?
An artificer, someone who can create artifacts, relics.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. How much does this cost?
You may take it for either 10,000 gold or permanently lose 2 AP.
Ugh.
Well, 10,000 gold?
The man puts his hand on top of the bell. Now the timer turns red. It seems like and he starts to like get a little bit like starts like fire starts to kind of like perspire off his skin. 10,000 gold or 2 AP.
Okay, I'll take it. Fine, take the AP. I hope I don't regret this.
Sounds like you already do.
Hold on, let's go to his character sheet. Alistair. Edit.
Why? Oh, I know.
Okay, so I added it as a reason why it happened to your character, and I'm going to knock you from 16 to 14. Don't worry, as there are ways to gain back max AP.
I figured that's why I chose to do it.
Are there ways to exceed max AP?
Not past the 12.
Like no temporary like we do with health?
Well, depending on types of relics we come across, maybe. But yeah, Alistair, as soon as you willingly give up your AP, you can feel your life force, like 2 ebbs of it, vroom, vroom, escape your body. And in return, he removes his hand from the bell, and before his skin starts to crackle with flame, the stopwatch turns back to blue, resets to 0, and he collapses on the floor dead. You begin to wonder what a man would have done with 10,000 gold anyway, since he seems to die every time.
I may still ring the bell and say thank you for doing this for me.
As you do so, he doesn't reanimate this time.
Hello? taps it one more time to see to make sure nothing's going wrong.
Showtime appears only torso and kind of like shrugs, indicating maybe you can't do it now.
Well, at least we got something. Let's get out of here, buddy.
Showtime nods with you and leads you out the way. And as Alistair walks out the door, the camera walks through the door with him, but leads not with Alistair out towards Hammer District, but rather to West Bay, where we focus on Jack. No, sorry, Lance. Lance, it's your Monday. Notice how we're doing a time walk. Because, what's it called? Father Falcone was a Thursday. Alistair was Wednesday, and now Lance is Monday.
Lance as he slowly begins walking on, eating at his breakfast.
And what do you plan to do?
He plans to call Yadagata to get some legal aid for his upcoming court case.
Okay. So, how would you go about calling him?
I have literally still his
Calling card.
how do I say it? Yeah, calling card.
Yeah. Okay. So go. How would you call him?
Lance would have a landline.
Yeah. So
I
go.
would
So
imagine.
go to your landline and try to dial his number. You pick up the landline, but the landline's
A
dead.
landline?
Ha! But the landline's dead.
Lance now looking quite material and also quite angry because he pays that damn landline along with the on top of his house and stuff.
You look over at before Lance continues that thought. He gets a cold fear, realizing this is the first. Did he pay his rent on time?
Uh-oh.
Watches Oval to flick the lights on to see he still got power.
The power is still there.
What was that?
The power is still there.
Okay. But I'll go. Lance rustles up some of the gold and suddenly finds 500 gold in his person. Can't recall where he got that, but
Well,
he just shrugs.
you know, if you don't want to be like, if you want to be like that, you're not gonna get it. It's more like
Oh.
Lance found Lance also pushed a Lance took before he left, picked up his winning lottery ticket that he got. It won 500 gold.
Alright. I can do that. Alright, lads, I just won the Home Association lottery.
I will punch you in the throat. So you're leaving your building, right? So as you walk out,
Yeah.
you go into the rural area, which is your housing area. Not too many houses, apartments, very small neighborhood. Only a few people would live by. You look across the building and remember when that one time you threw Arthur out the second story of that building.
It was the third floor, by the way.
Third floor. So left or right?
Which direction would be where Lance has to pay for his utilities and whatnot?
Oh, that would have to be closer in town. So closer where all the districts are.
Fuck. There's gotta be like a payphone somewhere around here.
You can
I guess
roll
Lance
to
Your
make.
broke ass an Obama phone.
You can.
There is no Obama phone. We're back in 2005.
There was
Go get a burner.
there were burners, yeah, for sure. But any case,
You
go
have
ahead
no
and
drugs,
make
boy.
go ahead and make an agility check. Not agility. Go make a. Is it agility? That substitutes like a search check.
Let me see.
I thought we had something like Spot.
Dexterity.
Yeah, we had
Next job power.
5.
Huh.
5.
That is a perfectly average roll.
Yeah, perfectly average. You find a perfectly average response that the phone booths in this area are more than likely vandalized. It isn't until you get closer to the better districts that you can find an actual working phone.
Phones are just covered in dick butts.
It's during your
Yeah, you just have, like-
it's during your search for a phone. You begin to hear commotion. Yo, holy shit! Did you guys see that over there? Yeah, man, they're fucking. Those guys are really giving it to him over there, man. Oh shit.
Lance kind of like walks over, starts to walk over that direction.
As you make your way, as you begin to rubberneck your way into a situation, you find that it's a group of X-Laws beating the crap out of somebody. You can't make out who it is, but it's a big dude. They all continue to chant "Where is Lance?" as they beat the crap out of him.
oh, guys, I supplied you the perfect music for this situation.
You want to play it for us?
I want this to be immortalized as I need someone to draw a picture of, like, you see everyone corpse stomping this dude and Lance just in the background just watching this.
Go ahead. Do you have the audio?
I can't link it through Discord or anything. I'm not there yet. I sent it to you though. It's called Theme of Lance.
Yes, I know. I was just being lazy.
I am looking for a
I got
streaming
it.
deck though.
That is Lance's theme. If you're not familiar where that comes from, that's when Brock Sampson loses his shit.
Oh damn.
Oh, that's where it's from.
Oh yeah, I'll send you the original clip.
But yeah, so
Yeah, I thought you guys would get the reference. I mean, Dungeon did,
Well,
but
I watch Venture
Oh.
Brothers. That's why.
Lance just kind of blinks a bit,
His theme plays.
slowly walk towards the commotion with both hands still in his pockets, but then slowly takes out his right hand, manifests God's walkabout, and just like kind of like not. I don't want to be right top of the other guy. He's just close enough. Lifts up one of his legs, manifests his armor right onto his foot, and performs dragon kick.
So you stand on one foot, you reel up your right leg. You stand on your left foot, you reel up your right leg all the way up to your chest. Deep inhale,
Yeah.
let go.
And
Dragon kick. You dragon kick one of these assholes so hard he flies 24 feet because non-animal user. And that's far enough to send him into the concrete, twisting his neck and basically killing him on impact.
Brutal.
Why? This is like, oh, why?
The two other assailants immediately stop. You recognize that they're beating the crap out of Maurice. Maurice gets a chance between the attack to reach with his mechanical arm. You see a man's head, what it looks like when it turns into a fucking the equivalent of a squished grape.
pulp.
Mm-hmm. Because his eyes pop out just a bit more than the rest of his face. As Maurice uses his other hand to like punch to try to fight back the other dude. What would you do, Lance? Lance?
Like Lance takes two steps around the other guy and performs not the RKO, the LKO.
The Lance KO?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then what you do, right, is you walk up, you shift two, and your shadow leaves a after image, and everyone was like, "Nani?" And you're actually behind them, and then you grab the guy in reversal, in a RKO where the guy gets his head put onto Lance's right shoulder, and Lance jumps into the air and then pile bombs the body of the person backwards still, landing his head into Lance's shoulder, snapping the man's fucking neck in half.
Lance taps the head a bit before popping it off his shoulder. Oh, the hell are they doing to you, Maurice? He gets up slowly, like, ow, 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 ow.
Maurice
Elbow,
slowly
elbow.
pulls himself up. It's clear that they've really had him beaten the crap out of with those baton swords. They were
Oh,
looking for you, jackass.
well, when they start chanting my goddamn name, you fucking figure they're looking for
Lance,
bad time.
he stands up. You gotta run, man. The the Dead Enders, we're fucked. They came at us full strength. There's this a psychopath with a right hand or some shit. Just tore through us. He's looking for you, man. He's not good news. You gotta run.
Lance doesn't. Lance instead puts his arm on, puts Maurice on his shoulder and begins to walk with him. Come on, I know someone who can take care of you. We're going off to Travail.
Do you think we can make it? They're patrolling all over West Bay for you.
Nixon.
Now,
Lance.
Lance.
I am not going to. I ain't. My dad might have gone down. My father might have gone down and left you all behind. But I'm going to at least make sure you get. My bullshit isn't going to get you killed, Maurice. That's the last goddamn thing I'm going to let happen.
So how are you gonna try to escape West Bay?
Bob, no stupid.
Escape from West Bay, featuring Lance and a wounded Maurice.
Oh man, you're starting off the season with an escort quest? That's a bold
Well, I
play,
made it
Cotton.
an
We'll see how it works out for him.
I'm the one who initiate the how you say?
The quest. I believe in Lance.
If only the McKinley Mobile existed.
Oh man.
What would the
Bless
McKinley
his-
Mobile be? I want to know.
It's a V8.
I'm
It's
out.
gotta be a V8. V8 only. Sorry,
Yeah,
Mad Max.
pretty much.
Witnessed.
But yeah, so
No, he wasn't looking at you. He was looking at the horizon.
So Lance, we have to get through this before we continue the rest of our week. How you
Yeah, I
escape
know.
from West
So-
Bay?
So Lance looks over to Maurice. Oi, Maurice. You think we can take the sewer system underneath and just travel through there?
He looks at you like you're stupid. Are you daft idiot? The sewer systems, you get lost before we get anywhere serious. We could walk anywhere in the sewer. We could walk through anywhere and get lost easily. You need a map. Fuck, probably the people who made the thing don't know it better.
File your text.
Plus, I think
What
like
we got?
crocodiles down there or something.
That's bullshit. Everyone knows that Mothman lives down there.
No, it's where the Spiral City Devil lives.
Ha. So what would you want to do, Lance?
Lance would slowly take Maurice to like the back, I guess it's like more the back roads, like places that you clearly don't see many people traveling through.
Yeah, I can see that being a thing. You'll still have to pass me an agility check as, no, dexterity check. Before you roll, it was gonna be at a 6 for just you, but it's at an 8 because Maurice is with you, to try to sneak away from all this commotion.
Can I use can I junction that in with my anima?
We have to start counting how many anima points you've been using then, because you've been using a lot
I'm
lately.
down to 12. I've been keeping track.
Okay, okay. And I'm trying to think. Down to 12, you said.
Yeah, I'm keeping
And-
track of it.
Well, that's what I wanted to see. Here we go. Speed, I guess, is your only junction. Yeah, so you junction with your speed. So you spend another anima point to junction.
Oh,
Yep, junction anyway. There you go. So you got a 15. You're able to sneak past by using the power of your anima. You had to explain to us how you were able to do that.
well, with Lance recently acquiring the power to activate the roulette. And now he learned how to not only channel Tyson, God's Rockabye, through his fist, he also learned how to manifest it in small ways through his feet and his legs. So he channels the energy, not the physical appearance, the energy of the of what he can produce with God's Rockabye, and begins to like while in kind of like mist of running, like a bit of jog, you just see kind of a blow of Lance as he just accelerates himself using his own his own AP.
Gotcha. And so, with a few quick short bursts of movement, you're able to weave out of the more densely populated area of West Bay before being able to flee closer towards Gridiron.
You alright?
Just really hurt. Those fuckers hit me bad.
Telling me, feel like starting to feel a bit of, kind of wipes some of the sweat off his brow.
How'd you move so fast?
You think I don't have this goddamn gorgeous muscular body for no goddamn reason? I keep walking on it. That's how, Maurice. Speaking of which, about that sociopath with the mechanical arm. Did anyone say anything that he can do something? Like, out of the fucking ordinary?
Other than tear up people left and right like they were butter, no. Not in particular.
Wow. Damn. Shit. Do you think we can get a cab here?
Do you think any cab's gonna pick us up? He looks at himself and looks at you.
Just call Lyft. They'll pick anyone up.
It doesn't.
No, it's called Biffed.
Boys.
A
Oh,
biffed.
great! That's how Biff begins growing his empire, gambling empire. Anyway, so we're close to Gridiron at this point, right?
Closer, yes.
Once
Hold
we get
on,
to goddamn Gridiron.
hold on. I gotta break the roleplay for just a second. Deadpool walks up into an office building. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Clark, and he's holding kryptonite. And you see Clark Kent look at him deadpan like, yeah. Continue, Dance.
Like that. Anyway, Lance just like, once we get to goddamn Gridiron, we can take a bus straight to Travail. Now we can take a bus that take us to the market district, and then take the train towards Travail.
Maurice nods. Alright. Do you have money for it? Kind of attacked me and robbed me, you know.
Oh goddamn! Why didn't you put it in oil?
We were kind of busy escaping.
Lance's greatest enemy is poverty.
It truly is. Lance just looks at, yeah, I got the money for it, but I just got the money. The next couple of guys we see remind me to rob them. I got one in their goddamn pocket. Lance
Maurice
begins to
stares
travel.
at you. I don't think you should continue to make more enemies.
Lance takes the list of enemies he's made since he's got his anima. I think it's been goddamn too late for that, Maurice. And begins to travel, trying to do his best to covertly with Maurice at his side. Hello?
Yeah. I can hear
Just trying to think about how to respond is all.
you crashed the server. Way to go.
Yeah. So getting towards the bus department, getting towards the bus depot, getting over to not the bus, but like there's a train system that goes through Gridiron because the Gridiron is still part of Spiral City. Taking the train from Gridiron, you can't access the shortcut way, which would be going through the lower spire. You have to go all the way around, which would be the equivalent of 150 gold for each person. So 300 gold for both of you. Stimulus hits. Yo, Ak, how much my chopped cheese? Ak, for you, my friend, 1,400.
How dare you haunt me like this?
So yeah, Lance, are you gonna pay the 300 gold?
Yes. Bing.
So let's go ahead and adjust your character sheet. Lamal, no more money.
I know that feel.
Who's ever got this poverty anima? It's the most powerful one among us.
Lance did start broke.
Like I said, the most powerful one among us.
From 1,900 Lance to 1,600. You swipe your terminal card, swink swink, and you jump on top of the Spiral City Transportation Authority network. Spec. Or scat. It's scat. Spiral City Spiral City
Automated transport.
Automated transport. Thank you. Or scat.
It's
Wonderful.
gonna get awkward.
No, you just have to write the scat, guys. Come on. It's the scat, man. Anyway, 300 gold later, and the afternoon arises. You appear in Travail. There's actually a train not too far away from where Father Falcone actually resides. And knowing where Father Falcone resides because you've been there before. This is earlier in the week for you, Father Falcone, and Lance would be here.
Wait, this is before the Thursday?
Yep, before your Thursday.
Yes, both those. This is Monday.
All right.
So this is when you're being isolated about getting into research.
Oh, this is exactly why I got the 3 on your check. Because I interrupted you.
Hey!
Yeah, there you go. I'll take that.
Just as soon as Father Falcone was about to figure out the secrets of the mysteries of his power, knock, 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 and it does not stop.
We're closed. Go away.
Lance? Lance?
Poor Falcone.
Knox Huddle.
Oh. Silence for a minute. Then bang, 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 bang. Every day the Lord tests me, and I don't know why. Well, I know why, but just answer the door.
As you answer the cathedral door, not your actual apartment door, there's a difference. You open the church doors and you see a wounded man and Lance.
You're not supposed to bring him here, Lance. You take him to the hospital.
Does it look
What'd you
like
beat this
West
one
Bay
for?
has I didn't vote Corky in. He removed the fucking hospitals from West Bay.
Did you drive a bus through their doors when they were open?
I don't want to talk about what I did, but look, I goddamn need help. Sanctuary.
Ever since that one goddamn movie came out, everybody gets in trouble. Oh, Sanctuary found it. You know, fine. Drag him in, bring him in. Yeah, fine.
So, you're gonna help me out, Father, and heal me?
What, you think he's gonna
Yeah.
stop praying the fucking punches away, Maurice?
Well, I am a gang member, so I wasn't sure.
No, doesn't matter in here, son, as long as you leave it outdoors.
Well, Lance, what are you gonna do now? You can't go back to your house.
whenever that thing we did, Father. No, actually, Father Falcon would have recognized Maurice because the raid we did.
I don't know. He could be beaten pretty severely, all swelled up.
You would have recognized
But-
him eventually as to be him.
Yes, I remember the thing we did, Lance. I remember a lot of things we did, though I wish I didn't.
Yeah, listen. Apparently now the X-Laws are hunting me down.
Like, you went in there screaming your name. What did you expect?
Well, I didn't expect us to get our asses handed so easily when we went there. Look. Kind of size and like. I think about either I'm going to fight back or give myself up. There's too many innocent people now getting involved in my bullshit. I can't exactly run away from this. And there was no way in God green fucking off. It's part of my language, follow. That I'm going to allow my home to be ransacked or destroyed by those bloody X-Laws.
Maurice kind of like looks at you apprehensively. I mean, you probably should have stayed. They probably already at your house now. Fucking up.
I had to save you, Maurice, first.
One of the X-Laws walks in and goes, "Damn, bitch, lived like this?"
Damn.
Damn, he
like
lives in. How does he keep the place so goddamn clean? Lance is very meticulous with how clean he wants to keep his place, so it is very clean.
Surprising about everything else about the place.
He,
Anyway,
I have a black and white TV set still.
so Lance, what will you do
poor.
for living arrangements?
The fuck you mean living arrangements? Lance is what I'm planning to do is try to convince Father Falcone and Al to join with me to go fight, to push back the X-Laws to have them back in the stalemate. To pretty much end the event. Because it's either this. I go back there and you're never gonna see me again. And when you and Al need me the goddamn most, I won't be there. Or I live here and cause whatever hell I cause back home to here instead.
That's not fair.
It's life. Follow the shoulder. Your God challenges you. And you gotta pick up the call.
Lance, one day you and I are gonna have a reckoning, but it's not today. Fine, I will help you. I have some important research I'm trying to get back to. Reading with the books without the pictures.
And surprisingly, after you guys had this expositional conversation, Maurice stands up. 6 hours pass, and I feel better with the meal in me.
How that?
Oh, did he
Did
eat that soup, Lance?
First, hold on, Father. The hell do you mean, lad? Fucking 6 hours? How? When?
Transporting, getting there, and then healing Maurice. 6 hours.
Do I also get my anima points back?
No. Has to be a full rest.
I'll drink cat water to do that.
Full rest.
Oh, fine. Hey, Father Falcone. Is there like a vending machine nearby or something?
Do I look like a bus attendant? But yes, there is one. It's out in
What?
the main hall.
There's no fucking way! What the fuck could you possibly have in a
This is
vending
an American church. There's a vending machine. You know I'm not wrong, and we're also a major city. It's gonna be there.
Depends on what's in the vending machine.
Question is, which religion?
It'd probably be like juice and crackers. Pay for your own communion.
Fair enough! If you're gonna put it like that.
And there's actually wine in the vending machine.
Gotta pay the power bill somehow.
For the Catholic.
Apparently. Donations are hardly coming these days. We're so
Yeah, I can't go shake down anyone. Some ginger gets really pissy about it. Oh, breaking continuity.
Yeah, working continuity. Anyway, Lance is just looking at this apparent vending machine of juice.
You're like,
Which one would be
Jesus
the
bites or
healing-
something.
a gold
The
apiece.
crackers in the shape of little crosses.
Oh my god. There are also little ones that look like
Oh, they're cold fish.
they also
So I
look like
was
the
funny
Cardinals
news
insignia,
story.
but no one knows what the
Toddlers are
Cardinals
big
look like, so it's like
secrets.
insignia that you sell as a
The
cookie.
goldfish were our brag.
Oh, so
That'd
it's
actually
like
be a
a
really good sign. Like to know, hey, this is our area. No, it's in the vending machine. Go look.
Huh.
Because no one ever
It's
thinks
like
it's just a vending machine. Jesus,
you know
that's
the bag of
stealthy.
animal crackers? It's just a bag of crackle symbols, and one of them is just the cardinal of the cartridge.
Spent shells. Spent shells.
Oh, it's a
So
little Jesus animal crackers.
just which one of these things provides?
Goldfish because
You know,
of the freaking Jesus
because I'm gonna
fish.
buy healing ones too.
Des, they don't do any healing.
Darwin crackers are the animal
Oh.
bread. The Darwin fish have like
Great. Well,
that way they don't get
Des,
I can
they're
see-
cookies. They're literally cookies that calm you drink.
I don't know. I was hoping the drink could.
Yeah,
it
what
would
am I, a
feel less
charity?
guilt.
I'm not handing that
See?
stuff out.
Fine. Well, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway. Wait, hold on. Do you know what Al
Is
lives?
he asleep?
We could use his help on this.
Do I know who? Oh, Al? Oh, didn't he mention
Yeah,
something
Al.
about being a college student?
And that would put him in what district again? Alright, Maurice, what kind of district has a college in it?
You mean the Hammer District?
BRB.
Was that Alistair running away?
Like, nope. Nope.
He's doing those chubs of beef.
I mean, all technicalities,
no.
this is all happening before the major
No, we're not
events.
gonna go through 3
Oh
chubs.
man! Dragon never went down this lad's hole. So,
You know, turning yourself in was also the other option you had.
yeah, I know it is. Lance goes to the only phone, the whole charge. Yeah, I know this one. It's like I need to pay 100 gold or something, right?
Yeah, it's the God
No, that's the
phone.
God phone. No, wrong phone, wrong phone. I'm gonna. You have like a landline I can use.
No, just the God phone.
Hey,
Can it make
let's talk about
other
evil.
calls outside to God?
Return of the God phone.
Welcome back, Al.
What?
No, I need to make a call that isn't to God.
Oh,
The
you're in
roof
the
is
wrong
still
house for
free.
that part now, aren't you?
God.
So you can have a vending machine in your church, but not a decent landline.
Right?
Shut up, Alistair, or you're not here.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Father. I remember you somehow getting to the prison in Good Isle. How the hell did you do that?
Oh, that would be Brother Timothy. He's really good at driving.
Think he can handle this?
No, actually he couldn't because Father Falcone canonically at this point had dismissed everyone from the church in order to pursue his personal studies.
Yeah.
Maurice,
Like the
can you
voice in the
drive
sky
our car?
said.
Oh shit, the voice disappears.
I'll get him one of these days.
Oh,
yeah.
Maurice, can you drive a car?
Um,
We have a picture of like the Falcone mobile.
like go ahead.
Like the Petermobile.
I would imagine it's just a small little bus. Like a
No,
car.
Dungeon had something perfect for it.
I swear it was like a small little
Oh.
black van. I had an Anima that I had a different idea for, like a APC. If you're thinking that. Also, I'm getting spicy chicken
Maybe.
nuggets.
Oh, I might be eating nachos tonight.
Hey, nacho cheese!
Whichever.
Lord, forgive me because I'm getting chilly.
I
Sorry.
So
should
can
eat
Maurice
healthy,
drive the
proceeds to eat
car?
chili.
Yes or no?
What happened, then?
No, he's not here. It's just me.
No, I'm asking if Maurice can drive the car.
Yes, Maurice could drive a car. Yes, he's just wounded, but he can drive.
Oh, well, I thought he was healed. It was 6 hours.
Yeah, but still, like, he got his ass kicked. Like, can't just say like he's like 100% willing and able, like 100% able to go drive, and like he'll drive. He's still got his ass
Yeah,
kicked.
he's not. Yeah, we're not gonna tell him to drive us back to West Bay. I'm actually going to take us to the Hammer District. I'll pay for everyone's ticket to get to West Bay. So it's like, like gritting his teeth. I'll pay everyone's ticket to get to West Bay. So Maurice can drive back to the church and hang low there.
So wait, what are you gonna do?
So I'm telling Maurice to drive us to the Hammer District and then tell him to go back to Heisen.
Travail.
To the church,
The
to
church.
Vale, so he can lay low there. Then with me, Al, and Brother Falcone, if Al's willing, to go handle some business at West Bay.
Okay, this is a little big old Monday. We're going into the afternoon of a Monday. Well, actually, more like the evening of Monday. It's more like it's gonna be like a late night Monday. Driving over to the Hamburg District. You guys would like, barring Father Falcone's like church wagon, if consented.
Ah, I can
Yeah.
see why Brother Timothy loves this then.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, he spends a lot of time on it.
And pulls into the Hammer District.